हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे। So we will continue our discussion on Prabhupada purports. So this is a section where Brahma is talking about how he created all this. So this is the cause of all causes. That was change of heart. And now we'll see. This is very important to know cause of all causes, because uh, this is what ahankara vimudhatma karta hamidmanyate. It is all prakriti kriyamana. It's done under prakriti, and prakriti is under the control of law. Now, this is what Brahma is telling to Narada Muni. I created after Lord's creation by his personal effulgence known as Brahma Jyoti. Just as when the sun manifests its fire, the moon, the uh, firmaments, the influential planets, the twinkling of stars also manifest their brightness. The first sun shines, and after that everybody shines. Similarly, Brahma is telling that first Lord creates, after that I create. I offer my obeisances and meditate upon Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, whose invincible potency influences them, and the less intelligent call me as the controller. And he says the illusory energy of Lord cannot take precedence, being ashamed of her position, but those who are bewildered by her always talk nonsense, being absorbed in thought of it is I and it is mine. So we had elaborate discussion on I and mine from the shloka of Bhagavad Gita 3.30. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmama bhutva ityasya venkajara. So this is the shloka where Krishna is saying nirasir nirmama. So these are the two things we have to give up. Very clearly it is explained in Bhagavad Gita, and that absorption is because of the illusory energy who cannot stand in front of Lord. Vilajjamanaya is Nayasya. So this is Vilajjamana is a very, this is a famous understanding how she stands behind the Lord. And Dravyam Karmascha Kalascha Swabhavo Jivevacha Vasudeva Paro Brahman Chanyo Artho Sti Tattvataha. This is the five elementary ingredients of creation, the interaction thereof set by the eternal time, and the intuitions or nature of the individual living being are all differentiated parts and parcels of the personality of Godhead, and in truth there is no other value in them. So this is another very important. We have discussed this also. And then we have discussed this 15th one, Narayana Paro Veda, Devo Narayana Gajat, Narayana Paraloka, Narayana Paramaka. This is the Vedic literature are made by and are meant for the Supreme Lord. The demigods are also meant for serving the Lord as parts of the body, of his body. The different planets are also meant for the sake of Lord, and different sacrifices are performed just to please him. So this we discussed how every yajna, the tendency to serve, that is natural for us, and that is what we are meant to. And it makes a living entity comes to its constitutional position to render service. And yesterday we had a very elaborate discussion on whether we should do any uh, activities, in example like cow protection and all. Two, 3 points I want to add to it, that we everything in this world, it is done by three modes of material nature. Cause of all causes is Brahman only. Brahman means there it is Mahatattva, and which is manifested as three modes. So whatever we are seeing in front of us, it's a manifestation of three modes. If now Kali Yuga, Rajoguna and Tamoguna are prominent, so anything related to Rajoguna, Tamoguna we can see in front of us. That's all. All this technology and all, it's a manifestation of Rajoguna, and all the people's bad qualities which you are seeing, and because of which such a great violence, hatred, everything is because of Tamoguna. So we discussed this story also when a guru tells his disciple to go lit the fire, and that disciple didn't know where to get fire. He goes and asks Guru where to get fire. The Guru was irritated. He said, "Go to hell and get fire." And he really takes it seriously. Go to Yamaraj, and Yamaraj says, "Why are you here?" He says, "My Guru told me to get fire from hell." He says, "There is no fire in hell. Everybody brings their own fire. They're already burning in the lust, greed, pride, anger, envy. That they're burning in these things. They're already in hell. No need to go to any other place separately. The present situation. So this is all because of Tamoguna. If we are born in the same city where you are, next life, not you, others, that is means they are already destined to hell only. That is the point. The point is like these are things that are there in this mental nature, these three gunas, and people are going through it. We cannot change anything with gunas. Parikshit Maharaj was so powerful, that's why he could control Kali. One is Maya is powerful, and over that the Kali Yuga is there, which is full of passion and ignorance. We cannot change anything here. We are like mafia for Kali Yuga. And time is of Kali, and we are like outsiders. Whatever little bit we can do, we should do and get out. Even great acharyas, they also could influence something, but they also respected the age of Kali. It's okay. It is your time. And they feel compassion, that's why they try to help some living entities like us. And another thing is, because we understand it is modes of nature, it is time, and it is the living entities, their own things, and we can see things in that way. That prove that is means what we are using our intelligence and performing our activities, not just sentimentally doing. We need to use our buddhi when we are doing activities. Yeah. Cow protection is also one of the angas, but it is not non-negotiable. That means compulsory you have to do it. It's not like that. Second is what we have to serve the cows because Krishna is interested. It is not non-negotiable. If you don't do, you'll not make progress. It is not like that. And if somebody is interested, they can do it, and that will help them to progress in bhakti like that. They, if they are devotees, they are doing their morning sadhana nicely, and then they have a goshala where they are going and serving cows. They'll make more progress. That's it's a anga. It's not compulsory. And this is a nice shloka where it is said, Narayana paro yoga, Narayana param tapaha, Narayana param jnanam, Narayana paragati. This is why Brahma is making it so clear that ultimately all these things, all different types of meditation or mystics are meant for realizing Narayana. All aspects are aimed at achieving Narayana. Culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting a glimpse of Narayana, and ultimately salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayana. So that means if somebody is doing meditations, they have some nowadays so many types of meditations and some sorts of yoga and all these things they do. But the purpose is not any other thing, only for realizing Narayana. That's what our transcendental meditation, this meditation. But very clear Brahma is king. It's only for Narayana. All austerities. People do so many fasting, political fastings, and this fasting, that fasting. If it is not meant for realizing Narayana, it's all waste. They reduce the belly, they fast. There are so many other things for health reasons. Only one thing. Culture of transcendental knowledge is also Narayana. And Prabhupada writes nice purport. In meditation, there are two systems of yoga, normally Ashtanga Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. Actually, these are all connected only. See what happens in the spiritual world, there is Sandhani Shakti, Ladani Shakti, and Sambhit. When they come to material world, They manifest all these things in this method. It's actually we say that is antimatter. No, we are antimatter. They are the matter. The spiritual world is matter. We are antimatter in that way because that is a manifestation. So when this comes, na, that comes as three modes and the three functions of our mind also: desiring, think, feeling, and willing. Thinking, feeling, and willing. Knowledge part. Now the thinking part is knowledge part. Desiring part is complete ignorance, that is karma part, and thinking part is jnana part, and feeling part is bhakti part. So there is that's why all these three things are always there. There maybe sometime in Saturday section I can discuss more elaborately on that. But here, why there are two systems, Ashtanga and Sankhya, and we have Bhakti also. Ashtanga Yoga is practice in concentrating the mind, realizing oneself from all engagement by regulative process of meditation, concentration, sitting postures, blocking the movements of internal circulation of air. And Sankhya is meant to distinguish the truth from ephemerals. But ultimately, both systems are meant to realizing impersonal Brahman. So here the Sankhya, Buddhi is utilized, the thinking process. Whereas in Ashtanga Yoga, it is help in controlling the mind. In one way, Buddhi is superior to Manas. But problem is to control Manas is very difficult. That's why Ashtanga Yoga is more rigorous, looks at least. But ultimately, both systems. This is meant for Narayana. As we have explained before, the impersonal Brahman appearance. So here. And next shloka is also nice. Inspired by him only, I discovered what is already created by him under his supervision as the all-pervading super soul, and I also am created by him only. So this is very nice. Even Brahma, the creator of universe, admits that he is not actual created, but is simply inspired by Narayana and therefore creates under his superintendence those things already created by him, the super soul of all living entities. And Prabhupada writes a nice thing here. The Lord inspires the individual soul to create what is already created by Lord. And by the goodwill of Lord, a discoverer of something in the world is accredited as the discoverer. It is said that Columbus discovered the Western Hemisphere, but actually the tract of land was not created by Columbus. One interesting thing about Columbus, it will inspire you also. In the diary of Columbus, Columbus was told by his father, go to India. Why Columbus got this inspiration to go to India? His father said, see, in India there are 9 islands, and in between there is a golden statue. And if you get that golden statue, you will be very happy. And that's what his father told him. There's a huge golden statue which connects earth and heaven, something he says. And then Columbus was very inspired to go to India, but he discovered America. Why he discovered America? Because in future Prabhupada will go to America and make this whole movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spread all over the world without knowing. But this is there. That means the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance was known even in the West also, in some of the places. And which 9 islands is Navadvip. And what is the golden statue is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So interestingly, even that time also people were knowing that some very special personality is going to come. And that too in the West. So if you get the I'm sorry, you'll get online the diaries of Columbus. So you can go through it. If you get that extract, you can post in the group also. It will help. Maybe for Gaur Purnima, you can share this. That means, so the point what proposes, similarly, no one can create anything without the sanction of Lord. This ability is also awarded by the Lord according to one's willingness to render service unto the Lord. This is also another point. Based on our karma, Lord provides all this information. There is question. I had this question: why, while watching a lecture on Prabhupada's glory, why US was fortunate to have Krishna consciousness started among other Western countries? Prabhupada said that my God brothers, because Prabhupada got ticket to America, that's why America become fortunate. That's the main reason. Wherever Prabhupada got ticket to Western country, if it have been Germany or London, that would have been fortunate. But somehow, because this happened, and maybe Krishna's plan also. Two plans are there, Krishna. One plan is Krishna made Britain control all the world, and because of Britain ruling the world, they spread English language. And from America to many countries, they know English. And then because Prabhupada has to spread this movement of Krishna consciousness, so Krishna arranged. If Prabhupada goes and everybody is speaking their local languages, it becomes very difficult. So Prabhupada knows India. In India, in all the countries, many countries they understand. Prabhupada could easily go, and especially everybody follows America, and Prabhupada could go to America and preach this in English. So it became easy. Maybe that is plan of Krishna only, to make Britain conquer the world for a few years so that they spread the language and then they just remained what they are, very small island now. But Krishna has plans. So now we say, oh, Britishers, they came, but it is good only now. You got English, and because of which Prabhupada could go and spread this message of Krishna consciousness. So cause of all causes is Krishna only, in that way. Yeah, language is one of the main thing. And then uh, and Krishna has plan. He created such a situation for hippies, that they will help Prabhupada. And who, if it have been 20 years before or 20 years after, it was little difficult. But Krishna made arrangements so that the children leave their houses. If they stay at home, Prabhupada will not get so many followers. They anyway left the house, so Prabhupada could easily take them and make them Krishna conscious. So it was exactly arrangement of Krishna to happen, because he is the cause of all causes. And that's what Prabhupada is writing also. This ability to also award by the Lord according to one's willingness to render service unto him. One must therefore be voluntarily willing to render service unto Lord, and thus the Lord will empower the doer in proportion to his surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord. So this we discussed on our Radhashtami lecture also, that Prabhupada was ready to do what the gopis are ready to do. They are ready to sacrifice everything for Krishna. Same thing Prabhupada did. That's why Bhanu Maharaj was surprised. He went to his godbrother Keshav Maharaj, and I think Bhakti Rakshasiddhaman said, how could he do? He is just a pharmacist, a family man, just took sannyas and went, and immediately he could make. And these people are big, big sannyasis, and they are brahmacharis and then sannyasis from childhood. They are not married and all, no business. But they could not do Prabhupada did, because Prabhupada was ready to do, go all the pain. Anything Krishna is ready to do, Prabhupada said, I am willing. That is the Gopi Bhav. Gopi Bhav is not just wearing sari and carrying a yogurt pot on the head. Gopi Bhav means, are we willing to do anything, whatever goes for Krishna? Whatever Krishna gives me, I am willing to do. That is actually. And Prabhupada says Lord Brahma is been empowered like this to create. And the Lord also inspired Arjuna to fight on the battle of Kurukshetra. And Tasmatum Uttishta Yasholabhasya. So he says that you take the credit. You just fight and take the credit. Lord only makes us, gives the strength to fight. Lord only gives the name also. What we have to do, just endeavor, a desire. That is a very simple thing. So Arjuna was advised just to become agent and take the credit of killing great general like Bhishma and Karna. Baba Knightly. In the Vedic writings such as Katha Upanishad, Lord is described as Sarva Bhuta Antaratma, or the personality of Godhead who is residing in everyone's heart and who directs everyone, for one who is a soul surrendered unto him. Those who are not surrendered souls are put under the care of the material nature. Therefore, they are allowed to do things on their own account and suffer the consequences. And basically, Prakriti Kriyamanan, even in any living entity, they are under Krishna, not Krishna. On their own, they cannot do anything. It is done by material nature only, under the sanction of Lord only. But only thing is, their identification is wrong. That's why they suffer. And beginning from Brahma, the topmost intelligent living entity within you, down to the smallest, and every living entity's intelligence is overseen by Lord in his transcendental position as a witness of all actions. So is a as a Paramatma. The subtle presence of Lord is felt by the intelligent man who can study the psychic effects of thinking, feeling, and willing. So this is what we discussed also many times. This is the presence of Lord makes a that is what is helping us to do. Otherwise, it is not possible. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He only gives us the intelligent, whatever is needed for us. And living entity, we don't have control. Now I'm able to move my body and all. It is already programmed only. The mind gets already programmed. The way I do, the way I'm doing, the way I'm speaking, all programmed. It is not my choice. Soul is only observing. After I do 1 by 25th of the second, 250th, 2000 to 25,000 millisecond, that time I come to know that I have done. Now I spoke. After I speak, then I come to know I spoke. This even scientific study also revealed with the study of brain. There are two things in the brain. One is when you do an activity, there is some neurons that get activated. But after you come to know that you have done, another neurons are activated. So, but the activated neurons, there is a gap in between them. After you do, you know that you have done. That means body is doing and soul is coming to know. So there is a gap in that. And we have taken this class also long back in our Bhagavata morning section. I'm just giving a revision. I don't know which time. No, I am not giving the titles to the lecture, so maybe some important topics along with the shloka. Also, I'll put the titles to it so that it will be helpful in future if you want to refer to the topics. Yeah, I cannot share because it is there in the group. You can know, but you have to search every lecture to know where I spoke. That was a mistake. Maybe when I'm taking some important topics along when I'm posting in the group, along with the lecture, I just give the Bhagavata Shloka numbers. Along with that, I decided to give the title also. Because today I'm not taking, but whenever I'm taking one, generally I take some topics which are connected to it, which will be helpful in our discussion. I will add to it. It will be helpful for you to refer in the future if you are taking some class for your people. Sattvam rajastamiti nirgunasya gunastrayah stitir-sarga nirodeshu grihita maya vibhu. This says that the Supreme Lord is the pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material. See, every canto, na, Brahma's prayer will be there. Every canto. And of all the cantos, 10th cantos prayer are the best. And here, these are what Brahma is talking about. Of course, he has further also to say, because there will be conversation between Brahma and Lord Krishna also. That is also there. But here, he is offering, he is explaining, because his very special personality, Brahma and Narada, they appear in every canto. That is very important to note. We are fortunate. We are in this parampara and Brahma is a pure devotee. Why? The authority who is speaking is also very important. When we see Bhagavatam, why it is different from other Vedic literature is because the questions that are discussed are very important, which are very, very relevant. And for us to make a research and find out the answer is very difficult. But they are already done and their answer is given. So that's why it is very, very special and important for us to focus on the questions that are discussed in Bhagavatam. When the questions, the importance of questions we know, and just for a person who is about to leave his body in 7 days, and this is the discussion that is happening, it makes us more eager to know what is the discussion. And And we may say, Array, many times this is told, same thing, same thing. So Brahma is telling, yeah, Supreme Lord is pure spirit form, transcendental to all material qualities. So this word, not transcendental to material qualities. Every prayer you'll have this. Why this is told again and again? Very important. Because we have to understand what is this being transcendental. Otherwise, now we always question Lord's activities. How can he do Ras Leela? How can he do this? How can he do this? Array, he is not affected by modes. That is Leela. Affected by modes is conditioning. If is not affected by modes is Leela. We are all conditioning. If I am doing, if you say, if some devotee is eating too much, you say is greedy. If Krishna eats too much, he is not greedy. If I run away from fighting, I am considered as a coward. Krishna runs away, you make a temple, Ranchor, and you worship him. Why like that? Because I am doing out of conditioning. Krishna is transcendental to all qualities. It's not at all conditioned by anything. So this is the very, very major difference. So every time we hear, we can meditate on it. Why people question? So many people makes question. Why this? Why Krishna is doing this? Why Krishna? Arey, he is not having any partiality. He is not affected by modes. If I am affected by modes, then there is partiality. Otherwise, where is the question of partiality? Gunas will force us to act in partiality. But if you are beyond the gunas, there is no duality only. I like, I don't like, this is good, this is bad, is only because of gunas. On a spiritual realm, there are no liking and disliking. Everything is perfect only there. That's why it is absolute. Here it is in material world only. This word again and again till end of Bhagavatam, you will hear this word. Krishna is transcendental to all material qualities, is beyond the three modes. This is going to come again and again. And every time now we can improve our understanding of that concept. I just give one concept of beyond the three modes. Every time we can improve that concept more and more. And the difference is na, in Leela we cannot go deeper. But when it comes to Tattvana, we can make ourselves more and more deeper in our understanding. Say after now almost 1 year is going to happen. Now if somebody tells us to talk on Bhagavatam, our understanding of Bhagavatam is much deeper than what it was 1 year back. What does it mean? Because I feel not that we came to know extra stories. It was just first canto only. And second canto. There is second canto, no story only. No, but what did we do all these things? We are able to understand more and more and more deeper. And that depth will help us in quality of our chanting, which will help us to progress in our bhakti. So this is the point. Now we can go much more deeper and we can understand more deep things. SKL Mataji. Let's see it.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said that we cannot go deeper when it comes to Leela, because I thought that, Leela is like multi-layered. There's like, you can understand Leela more on a superficial level or on a deeper level.
Means 1 minute, Mataji. So I deeper in the sense means like now we know Krishna is born by Mother Yashoda. That much only we whatever Acharya told, that much only we can understand. And some lessons, okay, you have to make an endeavor 2 finger short. But when it comes to philosophy, we can discuss it in a much more with different connections, with different angles of view. Now, if I say Krishna is transcendental to all material qualities, now we can have 1 hour discussion also on this and 10 hour discussion also on this with different aspects. But now Damodar Leela, anytime you have to tell the same thing. You cannot change it. But our understanding of this word can be much more deeper. If first shloka of Bhagavatam, Bhaktisiddhanta says Thakur took for 1 month, some say 3 months also. Just one shloka is discussing. How is it possible? Because that is philosophy. That was my point. Means
But
we
even the Leela,
in the past.
yeah, even the Leelas, isn't it that they can be having so many meanings and so on? No?
We cannot derive like that. Whatever acharyas give, that much only we should discuss. We cannot have our own lessons in that.
No, I'm not talking about mental speculation. I'm talking about, I don't have good example right now, but even I'm talking about, as presented by acharyas, not what.
I'll give example. Say now Putana Leela, whatever acharyas told we have to learn from Putana Leela, that much only we learn. And we cannot make lessons from it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that even going by the acharyas, right? The acharyas give different different aspects of understanding of one Leela, So it seems like it's not only philosophy that can be understood at different levels.
That means whatever acharyas give, that much only. Now I cannot make out my own things from that Leela. But now you give this shloka. This shloka we can add from many places and we can explain nicely. We can go with philosophy. Till now we did not discuss any story. We are discussing philosophy only. But we can discuss so long philosophy. Same thing we can understand different. But when it comes to Leela, it is just one story and whatever acharyas give, that's all. But for this shloka, we can connect to many things that are given in the scriptures according to whatever I read from here, read from there, read from here, add everything and nicely present how Krishna is beyond three modes. But if it comes to Leela, we just have to repeat whatever acharyas give. Now, how can I know what is the conversation between Yashoda and Krishna? I will not know. Whatever acharyas give, that much only. I am telling at our level, not at acharya's level.
Okay, so well, it's not crystal clear, but it's okay. I don't want to take more time.
At our level, how much, if I am telling about, I ask you about Damodar Leela, how much time you can speak on Damodar Leela?
Well, like you said, to say with my realization, no time.
Now, if I ask you on a topic, okay, please explain how Krishna is transcendental to three modes. You can quote many things. To the degree we are understanding the philosophy, to the degree we can nicely explain. Now, if I am telling what is absolute truth, you can easily explain nicely how absolute truth is connected to all these things. And if you are reading more and more, you can explain more and more from the philosophy. And Damodar Leela, we can tell, yes. For me, it takes only 10 minutes. But
well, I think maybe that's the problem, because when it comes to philosophy, it would only take me 2 minutes. So for either one, I couldn't say much, So maybe that's the problem.
Because the way you are asking question, you have good understanding.
No, but anyway, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, I'll see if I can understand as we go along. Okay.
Maybe I will explain it some other time.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Shivakumar.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, to Mataji's question, I had this understanding, Prabhu. Just wanted to validate with you. I thought there is rasa and philosophy dimensions also to the Leelas. While the philosophy can bring in varieties of understanding the Leelas, just relishing the rasa requires purity of heart is what my understanding, Prabhu.
Yeah, that is there. Yes, bro, that is correct.
So without variety, I can still relish the same pastime, but it needs that much purity of heart is what my understanding.
Yeah. That is correct. Yes, bro. And if I am discussing about like now Radhashtami is there, all of them know the story, how Radharani appeared and all. But where the difference comes now, you can explain the tattva of Radharani. That is what is more understanding. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. story of Chaitanya is known, but what is important we can discuss is Tattva. That can be discussed for a long time.
True.
Why Krishna, external reasons, internal reasons. That so appearance story is only okay, he is born to Sachimata and
Yes.
the story can be left. But to discuss the reason behind why Chaitanya appeared, it is a almost 7 chapters are given by Krishnadas Kaviraj. And the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only 1 chapter. 7 chapters were there on his appearance.
So Prabhu, just one point, Prabhu. I mean, as a grahastha, as a father, right, of a kid, I'm speaking from my experience also. And although there is material aspect to it, a mother kind of relishes the voice of the child, although it is broken and this thing, and there is no variety in it and all that. The same thing again and again for a long time, because there is pure love in it, is the direction I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, if there are emotion, there is love, then there is then we can release the Leela also, and they will speak the same Leela. They need not change it. Like
Yes, Prabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was discussing with Gadadhar Pandit, same story of Prahlad and Dhruva. Yes, bro. Thank you. The Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material cultures, for the sake of creation of material world and its manifest maintenance and inflation. He acts like through his external energy, the material modes of nature called goodness, passion, ignorance. So this is it's 2-3 points from this. We know many of the things, but some things which are good. Prabhupada writes 2-3 points because he is writing such a big purport. We'll just read 1-2 lines. The Supreme Lord is the master of external energy manifested by 3 modes of mental nature, namely passion, goodness, passion, ignorance. And as the master of this energy, he is ever unaffected by the influence of such bewildered energies. Prabhupada, the living entity, the Jiva, however, are affected by susceptible by being influenced by the modes of mental nature. That is the difference between Lord and the living entities. The living entity is subjected to those qualities, although originally the living entity is qualitative one with the Lord. So this is the point. And Prabhupada, as the sun is ever increasing and unaffected by spot of cloud, so also the unlimited Lord is unaffected by the spot of material energy manifested at time in the unlimited span of Lord's space of Brahmajyoti. And next shloka is also nice. Same thing. These 3 modes of mental nature being further manifested as matter, knowledge, and activity. So I told there are 3 parts for it. One is matter, is tamoguna. Knowledge is rajoguna. Of course, activities is also part of this tamoguna. No, and put the eternally transcendental living entity under the condition of cause and effect, make him responsible for such activities. So this matter comes from the Sandhini potency. Knowledge is Samvid potency, and combination of both is activity. And there is also the desired inward. Desire is Ladini Shakti, and because of the Ladini Shakti, this activity happens. So in that way, there are the 3 manifestations of the 3 modes of nature. They put the eternally transcendental living entity under the condition of cause and effect and make him responsible for such activities. Prabhupada, right? The difference between the internal and external potency. So this is only manifested. Sandhini gives all the bodies of the spiritual world. Samvit gives that I exist, the knowledge that I exist. This is actually Krishna's potency, and this is Balram's potency. And that Ladini potency, the desire to and the pleasure that a living entity experiences in spiritual world is potency of Radharani. Balram, Krishna, and Radharani. So it's the same thing. There also it is affected in that way. Let's end with this purport. The eternally transcendental living entities are called marginal potency of the Lord. Actually, the living entities are not meant to be so conditioned by the mental nature, but due to their being affected by false sense of lording it over mental nature, they come under the influence of such potency and thus become conditioned by three modes of nature. This external energy of Lord covers up the pure knowledge of living entities eternally existing with it, but the covering is so constant that it appears that the conditioned souls are eternally ignorant. That is the wonderful action of Maya. And Prabhupada, right, by covering power of material energy, the material scientists cannot look beyond a material cause, but factually, behind the material manifestation, there are Adi Bhuta, Adi Atma, and Adi Deva actions, which the conditioned souls in the modes of ignorance cannot see. Adi Bhuta manifests entitles repetition of birth and death with old age and disease. Adhyatma manifests conditions the spirit soul, and Adideva manifests the controlling system. Now, this is very important. We might have not heard any time at this point. See, Adibhuta manifests the repetition of birth and death with old age and disease. Adhyatma manifests the conditions, the spirit, and the Adhyatma manifestation conditions the spirit soul, and Adideva manifestation is controlling system. These are the now the second thing. Now this is very important. Adhyatma manifests the conditionings, manifestation conditions the spirit soul. Adibhuta is from other living entities, but it is also manifesting repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. Controlling system is very easy to understand, but these two things, these are the material manifestation of cause and effect and the sense of responsibility of conditioned actors. They are, after all, manifestation of conditioned state, and the human being's freedom from such a conditioned state is the highest. Now, what is this means? What does Adi Bhuta manifestation entitles repetition of birth, death with old age and disease? Anybody want to have any comment on this? And Adhyatma manifestation conditions the spirit soul. This I'll explain. But what is your any speculation? Philosophical speculation by somebody? Yes, Shivakumar.
Prabhu, is that they kind of manage the karma of the living entities? When to deliver the karma, when to deliver the results of the pious and these activities that it relates to the birth and death.
All are karma only, bro. Adhyatma is also conditioning, is also karma. The controlling is also karma.
Okay.
The question is, Mataji, here Prabhupada is writing the Adibhuta manifestation entitles repetition of birth and deaths with old age and disease. Adhyatma manifestation conditions the spirit soul, and Adideva manifestation is the controlling system. So, what does this line means? That is the question. No? Okay. You have to wait till tomorrow. Answer it tomorrow. I also have to think about it. I am also not very clear and I didn't want to speculate. I'll first analyze it properly and with proper reference we'll come back. Thank you all very much. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki